Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining me for another super exciting episode of Electrician and Plumbing Simulator, because that's what it feels like in this game. I gotta say, it's one of those things. Maybe we're gonna make a little bit of progress today, like 0.001%. That would be kind of cool. Leo is here. Mr. Zero Calvin is here. Nancy's art is here. Could also turn into the blue whale at any moment. And Miss Julia might be joining us any second now. And also, thank you for watching, everyone who's not in the chat, who's watching the VOD, who's watching the pre-record, all that sort of thing. I have some extremely exciting news. YouTube have rolled out a new feature that I thought I'm going to enable because I really don't see the point in it, but I thought I might just go and do it. And it's the possibility, it's an option to automatically create a portrait version of what I'm streaming out. And of course, that's amazing for the 150 trillion people who are watching on mobile, because the screen is portrait. It's important to make something available for them, and by something they really went to town and thought, let's just crop 80% of the landscape image away and give a tiny thin little sliver in the middle, and just imagine the rest. It's a bit weird. I've got a little preview here that I want to show you. This is what it looks like. So on the right hand side here we have the regular feed that I'm streaming out. And on the left hand side, on the right hand side is the cropped version that appears on mobile. So we basically see we see about 30% or something in the middle. So straight crop. I think I could understand it if you had to produce a particular feed in which you sort of focus in on something that is that's you're right. That's an option, Brian. We could do that. So yeah, this is YouTube's new automatic way of doing it, and they're rolling it out to all creators. And I thought I'll try it out immediately and see if it's useful. So if you are watching on mobile and you're not seeing the whole screen, it's thanks to YouTube basically. So if you do want to watch the whole thing, including my face on the bottom right, then you have to switch to a different device. Is what they're saying. They're saying they want to expand this also into ways that you can deliver a second feed for the portrait version. But yeah, that's basically the future. It's AI and that, and it's between that we're all super exciting. AI is sort of this is heating up, isn't it? Have you heard of this sort of this triangular thing between NVIDIA and OpenAI and Oracle? That's a really cool thing. There's like a 5-year deal that means $600 billion is being shifted, or $300 billion is being shifted between these three companies, but the money doesn't actually exist. So it starts with OpenAI. They're saying, hey, we need a partner that supplies us with AI services, i.e. hardware with data centers, and Oracle have said we can do that. So OpenAI have decided to give Oracle $300 billion over the next 5 years. Oracle, in turn, will hire data centers and buy GPUs from NVIDIA. So they give most of the money back to NVIDIA for the GPUs. NVIDIA, in turn, will then go and invest into OpenAI because that's just such an awesome company that makes their existence basically relevant. So it's basically this triangle, and SoftBank in Japan is also involved. They're the people who make the data centers. And that's what's happening. Basically, the money doesn't exist yet. They're shifting it around between three companies over 5 years, and they're banking on the fact that somebody is going to actually pay for AI at one point. And I've run some numbers, and it would equate to all of us in the developed countries taking out subscriptions worth 10 grand a month for that to make any sort of profit. I can't see it, That's one of those things. Also, hey, one of those things, super happy birthday congratulations to my buddy. We have never met, but Dick Van Dyke is 100 today, and that is just so exciting. Happy birthday, Dick. If in case you're watching, I know you're a regular long-term viewer. I hope you're getting a lot out of your 100th birthday. It's just so cool. We've been watching him at 99 still dancing. It was really cool. He is still alive, and he turned 100 today, which is really cool. I have a soft spot for him because he used to, and this is a true story. Dick Van Dyke used to he was involved with DAS 3D from back in the day, like we're talking 2002, 2004, something like that. He had, or maybe even earlier than that, he was in talks with them. They made a 3D character based on him in hexagon, and the idea was that he was going to tell a story, and that 3D character was going to be animated, and it was all going to be rendered with DAS Studio, because Dick Van Dyke used to be interested in 3D, and he used DAS Studio for some of his just doodles, basically. And that's really, really cool. He doesn't look like he used to anymore. No, I agree. But he's still this really slim guy, and he can still dance. I'm just so super happy for him. 100 years on this planet. It's really, really cool. Anyway, so we've put the worlds to right. Let's see if we can put the last caretaker to rights. If you remember last time, we were still doing this this finding power, finding water and all that. It looks like I have found an option that will hopefully give us a bit of a leg up in regards to power. So 3 things that are happening. First of all, we've done everything correctly. Wire up stuff to the roof, put power cables down, and distribute it downstairs. That's actually what we're supposed to do. That's really cool. So I've done the right thing. I haven't wasted my time at all. Number 2, instead of wind turbines, we can use solar panels and batteries. And that's something I haven't really got experience with, but that is what we're totally going to be looking into today. So solar panels don't need maintenance. They don't break over time. They just don't work during the night. And to even that out, we're just going to hook up a battery to that. So solar panel into battery, battery into power grid, and Bob's your uncle, Betty's your aunt. Number 3 on the agenda, let's hook up our ship, because it appears to be the biggest, most ginormous battery there is, and it doesn't seem to ever run out. And I've noticed that as well. It's not just the 3 epoxy wind turbines on my ship that actually power bits and pieces. It is something that seems to be, the ship seems to be like a major battery. So 3 things to try out to have a super happy time. Chim chiroo, yes. Let them burn and bring fat too. I will try to remember that. Yeah, so this flickering here, that is caused by us not in fact having enough power, which is of course super uncool, and it's really ungroovy. I feel bad about that. Whatever human is growing in here, I want them to have uninterrupted power supply for sure. And currently we just can't produce that. So I'm wondering if it's worth trying to hook up our ship first, because I think that's probably a good amount of power influx. That of course would have to happen over here. Is this loud enough? I can't actually tell. There we go. Make that a bit louder. There. Yeah, perfect. So our ship, I think, is down here, and it means we would have to. No, it's not down here, is it? I make this mistake every time. I think it's over here. It looks so spooky, doesn't it, with the flashy lights here? This here, that could be it. So if we go and find a way to bring power up from downstairs, how would we do that? Oh, here, there we go, with this. That makes sense, because we can just climb down. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Let's try it out already. This can't be too far away. Let's build one of these things onto wall, like. Here we go. And do we have enough cables here in our inventory? Inventory cables. We have 31. That might be. Is that enough? We'll find out. How was your week? I can't believe it's Christmas. Not next week, but the week after. It's quite crazy how quickly that's come around again. Unbelievable. There's a few scenes I need to finish up for the Heart of Mercy project. There is the opening that we have completely redesigned. And that's basically 3 fairly long scenes put together. Yeah, this here, I think I might just go and... Oops, no, don't do that. I'm just going to take this out. Move that over here. That'll give us that. In fact, is there a better way to handle this? Is that another power outlet at the top here? Like over here? Don't do that! Oh man, don't do that! Last time the game basically crashed when you did that. Yes. I think I might have to build a ramp that this doesn't happen anymore. Because it's so annoying. I just want to walk on my ship. I don't want to do a running jump every time. I just want to do something quickly on my boat. Let's see if I can find something that can facilitate that. Like this here. That might work. Or that. Even better. Build myself a walkway here. Yeah, something like that. It's much smaller than it seems. I need that in large. How about this? Is this large enough? These guys want to eat me. It's totally not cool. Yeah, does that work? Yeah, at least I can walk over here. That's not bad. Yes, I was thinking maybe I can go and plug myself into here. That might need another power outlet. Well, you can probably do that. Why don't we do that? Let's build another one over here. And then, I tell you, Electrician Simulator 2026. That is basically what this game is, isn't it? Let's put this into here. Yes. Then that into here. Super elegant. And then this does that. Does it? No, it doesn't. It does sort of this. No, it shouldn't do that. Ricky, how's it going? I think maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we'll go and take this and just put that over here. I think. So that's now my ship being plugged in to the building. I mean, eventually. That's the plan. And then the solar panel. Yes, maybe if we do this. The solar panel goes into here, and then this also goes into here. Is that? Can we do that? Does that make sense? That doesn't sit well with me. There's something I don't like about this. This solar panel basically does nothing. So let's not worry about it. We'll just go and hook that up through here, and not even that. Not even that. No, not that either. No, not that either, because that's the same thing I already didn't want to do. Maybe just this goes into here, and we'll be done with it. There. How are you doing today, Ricky? Are you in the Christmas spirit yet? I've got a red cup from which I'm drinking coffee, so I'm super in the Christmas mood already. And I should also, speaking of charging, I should also charge myself up. I'm about to deploy some serious power infrastructure to our Lazarus facility, partly coming from my boat. I'm going to use my boat as a sort of a bridge type battery. And then I'm going to plant vast amounts of solar panels on the roof, because solar panels, unlike the wind turbines, they don't break, so I don't have to repair them. There's no wear and tear on these things. Yeah, like these guys here. Lumi Max, Lumi Light, Lumi Monster, Lumi Mid, no, Lumi Max, that's what we want. And we need, they're also cheaper to build than these guys, because we need a logic chip for the Cyclone, and that's hard to come by, or the resources for that are hard to come by. And that also needs a logic chip. Dang. That is uncool. But we'll see how far we get. What do we need for a logic chip? Logic chip. We need iron, glass, aluminium, and silicon. Got a limited amount of silicon over here, so let's see. I think the thing I do need though is about 60 trillion of these electric cables. I'm gonna let my friend down here handle that. Meanwhile, I will go and have a look if fish are in here. 3.4 kilograms. That is not a lot. Let's not worry about that then. Oh, we can also probably go and power this light here. Again, because I do like having that welcoming light and for these guys not to attack me all the time. Right, yes, I agree. I haven't put any decoration up myself. If I'm lucky... I know I don't have enough cables yet. Still waiting for cables to fall into my lap here. There they are. And I have 35. That should be enough. In fact, let's make 5 more here because I have a feeling we just need more. This one fell behind the radiator here. What is this? That here is connector ports. Oh, I'm sure we're gonna need them. We always need connector ports for basically everything. So, put this... No, don't do that. Put that into here. Climb up here. Pray that we have enough cable. Put the cable in the connector upstairs. I.e. here. Ding. Yes. Jump up here. Don't crash down and die because that's totally not what we wanted to do. How come I need charging up again? Didn't I just charge myself up? I think I did. And have you heard the good news that Mr. Dick Van Dyke is 100 today? It's so cool. They gave him the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013 when he was 88. But he is, he's big, I guess, because they didn't know if he's gonna make it any longer. So yeah, but no, he has, which is really, really nice. I was super happy when Jimmy Carter turned 100 as well. That was cool as well. It's a good age. It's a good age to be. What happened here? There. All right, let's try again. Yeah, this looks super secure here. Cables everywhere. Oh yeah, we also want to make sure this goes here. Then we go and pick that up here. 20 cables. A tenner in my pocket says we're gonna not make it. No, of course not. We never make it. It's so boring. And then of course we need 50,000 more cables to go from here over to there. Electrician Simulator 2026. The good thing is we have just taught a bolt to build 1,000 other cables. Yes, more cables. In fact, build more cables. I'm thinking we can never have enough cables. There. Perfect. Tomorrow morning at 10, Brian is going to take us on another journey into Eastshade. I think, what did you do last Saturday, Brian? Last Sunday, Brian? 7-hour stream? My God, how did that happen? You did a couple of casual 6-hour streams, Those were pretty involved already, but 7 hours, we've never had that before. That was crazy. You see, this doesn't make any sense. I've got 52 cables left and I cannot put more cable, longer cable beyond this. Why not? It makes absolutely no sense. This game and its flaws. Let's go for 8. Why don't we? Why don't we do that? Eight hours, let's do it. I'm down. This is probably the most annoying limitation ever in this game. That just randomly you can... Here, no, you can't have that many cables. You can in other places, just not here. Right. It takes a lot of programmers to even invent and write that sort of logic, you know? Then, of course, we can't put a cable from there over to here either, because that would be ridiculous. So let's put another connector flink-flonk over here. Which one was it? That one. Okay. And then I think we can probably just plug it into how do we power this? How do we here? Right. So if we're lucky, we can plug this into there, which tenor in my pocket says we're not going to be lucky. I like this logic here though. That is quite funky. If we go through here, is that maybe cable saving? Oh, that works. Sure. That goes here. So that should now give us a good deal more power. I don't know what the difference between the yellow and the green is. No idea. But this now... This now... That's a good start, isn't it? I think then also... double time and a half for Sunday overtime. That's not a bad idea. I think that's a great idea. Should I be bold and plug that back into here? Like so. Because then all of these fine resources are gonna be shared here. And if I wanted to switch this on, is it gonna work? Yes. Okay. Oh, silicon. Very nice. We like the sound of that. Do we have anything that we can have you trash here? Recycler? We certainly do. Does it work? Yes, look at that, without interruptions. Okay. Well, this already solved a major problem. So it looks like we're sort of good with that amount of power. Maybe we don't need any more. What does this do? Turn off the Lazarus light. Let's not do that. Much excitement, I tell you. So what do we need here then? We need to... Not enough attributes. Oh yes, I remember. The thing that makes the food processor upstairs. We need to somehow put power and water into that, didn't we? I remember now. For which we should also perhaps then take care of building the solar panel things, for which we also then probably need more power. Come on, dude. What, I don't have cables anymore? Of course not. No power, so this thing doesn't have any power. Maybe we'll just go and take this. plug that into here. Will that work? Yes, look at that, that works. Perfect. Build 5 more cables. If we have enough stuff nearby. Look at that, cables! Food processor. Robot's telling me he's a bit heavy, so let's go dump some stuff on here. Like the 16 kilograms of that. What is this? This is we probably don't need that either. Glass, yeah. Polyurethane, aluminium. Yeah, I mean it's good to know where it is should I ever need it. And also 6 kilograms of silicon. Now that is cool, I have to say. Here's the fat everyone's talking about. There's 13 more kilograms of silicon in here, so that is good. Plastic, super important raw material for us. Food processor. I think it was up here. It's still flickering, so we don't have enough power just yet. This gives fresh water, but we don't actually have power downstairs, so I think we need to go and sort of make that happen. Don't we? I don't remember. Yeah, I think we didn't have enough cables for that last time. Or are we getting we're getting that from the roof now, don't we? I think it was the roof. Let's just check. This is the water. Totally professionally going up here. Yes, here's where this comes from. So the fact that this is flashing tells me we should go up to the roof and put our solar panels up there with the batteries. I think that is probably what we need to do. I shudder to think what's going to happen when we have to have more of these pumps running down here. There's also, what troubles me right now is that my ship is powering the Lazarus rack and the roof is powering the fabricator and this, but the two are not linked. Ideally, we don't want 2 separate power circuits unless one needs to be super secure. So what are we going to do about that? I'm going to start by trying to make batteries and solar panels upstairs. See if we can even do that. I know there's some resources up there. I don't know which ones, but it doesn't hurt to check. Yeah, flashy lights. Never good. I'm sure there was a lift as well that I could have taken, but hey, who has the time for that? Okay. Everything's flashing. That never means anything good. Maybe it's also because we need to repair some stuff here. Oh yes, of course. Iron, plastic, copper, all the good stuff I don't have. Of course. No worries. And then of course we can recycle a bunch of stuff up here to get other resources. Because there is a recycler right in here. Which is also powered, unpowered, and all that jazz. Because he doesn't have enough power. That's just so sad. So I mean, the good thing is we can just unplug the power from here and conserve it a little bit. This here, we can literally... What's the best way to just unplug this? And then we have stable power here, at least upstairs. Iron, not enough iron. Okay, no worries. Coming right up. Mr. Squirrel is here. How are you, sir? Let's see if I can fit through here. I'm considering, would it be a better option to build one of these guys out here and then use that instead of the one that's in the little house? Because then we can have it where it actually, where the resources are. That might save us a lot of travel time. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's build one here. See if we can have the McGubbins for that. Alloy frame, of course. Do we have the things for alloy frames? We do! Proto-humans to bottle rockets, so I came to watch the fun. Good idea. Jeremy, you're always welcome. Even though I think to get to the meat and potatoes of this game... Ah, man, we're missing something, aren't we? Again. What are we missing for an alloy frame then? Alloy frame. Plastic. We can probably get that worked out. Pop that into... No, pop that. Chuck it in here, like so, yes. Good. There's not enough plastic. Is there any more plastic here? No. There's probably plastic in this, because who needs that many basketballs? Oh, and it comes out without any... Oh, that's an interesting one. So we can't recycle this. It actually comes out before I even put it in, before it's disintegrated. We're already receiving a fresh copy. Watch this. That's a bad one. Come on. Like, hi-ya. No, don't do that, man. Put it in here. Look at that. The fresh copy comes out before the thing is actually disintegrated. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, more plastic stuffs. This is plastic. There's plastic in these. You can see why they why they have some light products here. Oh, come on, that wasn't enough. That was enough. There we go. Got an alloy frame. Okay, this now should make us a recycler right here, where there's tons of stuff. That sounds like a plan. Recycler. Takes a while. It's just not as easy as putting 3 alloy frames and stuff together. Good thing I have so many cables, huh? Okay, does this work? It does! Haha! And now we can just go and chuck stuff in here left, right and center without having to go all the way over there. That is just much more efficient. Can we try this rocket? I don't know. Steel, yeah, we definitely need that. I forgot what we're supposed to build now. Oh yes, batteries and solar panels. Batteries and solar panels. Diesel, we could recycle it, but we may need that for something else later. come on. This is actually my favorite part, chucking things on the recycling. This goes in two more of these. Oops. Has it run out of power? It could be. I think it also could be because the other one is still on, so I think maybe if I just switch this off here, because he doesn't need to be on. There. Switch this off. And this guy is also switched off, that's good, that's good. It's getting a little lighter again, that's neat. Alright, and yes! Good stuff. Chuck this in. And that, can I throw that? Is that heavy? That's not heavy enough. Hi-ya! Yes, that's really heavy. I can barely lift that. Sweet. This goes in here. Oops. Yes, good stuff. Yeah, this. That might be nice to step on my boat, but I can't put it in my pocket, and that's just put that back in. Okay. What do we even need for these power panels there? Let's not build that locally. Let's go and put that into here. Bring all these resources here. Why is the light off? I mean, the light could be at least on. Could it not? Oh, because this cable is missing between there and there. Ah, okay. Well, that who disconnected that? That needs to go in here. There. Much more palatable. I'll go and chuck some of the stuff that I'm carrying just down here, unceremoniously, like the gold. Who needs it? Silicon, I don't know. Silicon I wanna keep. Oh, I also needed some resources to repair stuff, didn't I? So the Lumen Max. Let me add all those components to here. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Alloy frame, yes. Logic chip. Ah. And it looks like we don't have enough stuff for the logic chip. What do we need for that then? Logic chip. Oh, aluminium, glass and iron. Really? That is stuff we could procure, I'm sure. Aluminium, glass and iron. Plastic, yeah, good. I haven't got enough plastic. This guy, see, this doesn't need any maintenance, so that's the cool thing about solar panels, apparently. Let's see, stuff with glass and aluminium. Maybe in a robot there's stuff like that. That makes sense, right? I do have tons of it on the ground though, of course. But who wants to go there just yet? Yeah, plastic. I used it all to use the cables, you know, to make the cables. And the demon ghost is taking your cables and turning things off. Do you know? Good point. Julia called it. I think it's Pacific Drive is pretty much on that level. If you're into that, it's sort of a chill horror game almost. It's got horror elements, and it's good. It's a great game. I'm thoroughly addicted. You drive basically, and the thing that you spend a lot of time repairing and whatnot is your car, your old station wagon, and then you go into this creepy zone. If you're familiar with the Southern Reach series, it's a bit like going in there. And it's not about horrible monsters, but it's about the environment being the enemy, so to say. So the environment is all creepy and weird, and you have to go and survive in it and get through it and get back home safely. Oh, sorry, computer. Such a nice morning. And that's where that happens. So you drive down the road, everything's dark and creepy, and then all of a sudden some ghost of Christmas past comes in and goes and hijacks your car, moves the car into places where you didn't want it to go. Crazy bunnies jump on and either repair your car, which is nice, or they burp acid on it, which is less nice. You can just never tell. Yeah, that's a bit like that. It combines those elements. Pacific Drive. Stuck behind a cable here. Crazy. Hiya! Table? Come on, table. Any glass in there? Of course not. Who puts glass in tables? If I could lift a little more, I could probably chuck these things a little further. This would be good with multiplayer. And somebody else has to catch what you throw at them. This is really what I'm after. The pallets, they're made of plastic. Also, Control 2 has been released. Announced. And it's not called Control 2. It's called Control Resonant or something. And you don't play as Jessie, and you don't play as what's it called here, the woman anymore. What was her name again? You now play as her brother, and she busts you out at the beginning of the game, and then you're also not in the oldest house anymore, you're in Manhattan. So I think they might have just cheekily reused some of the Alan Wake 2 assets. Don't know if it's a day one buy for me, or if it's more like a let's wait until it's $5.99 sort of affair. I like the first Control, but less the fighting, which I think the second one will focus on. I liked it because of the atmosphere and the oldest house. So I liked all those aspects, and it looks like they've been ditched, so not really that exciting for me anymore. Good news though is that it's not published by Epic, it's published by Remedy. So Alan Wake 2 was published by Epic, and as such it is not going to see a Steam release, which, knowing the game, that big a loss. It's just the principle that Epic say we're not going to release stuff on a different marketplace if we have our own, which I can understand. But for this new Control, it looks like Epic didn't publish that anymore, so I don't know if they're still interested in publishing games, or if Remedy found it's just better conditions if they do it themselves, more control, whatnot. Come on! Plastic, alright. Dillage, how you doing? Happy pre-Christmas, I say. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. I'm just trying to make some solar panels here and also repair other stuff. Let's see if I can be successful with that. Well, this is obviously trash, so that will go into that. Yeah. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm busy, but you know, it's always good to do a little stream on the weekend, if my time permits it. These things are not broken. Oh, this one is, and this one is also not broken. We don't want to get on our bad side here. These things probably need repairing. Yes. Needs silicon. That is just brutal. This needs glass as well, and this doesn't need glass. Where do we get glass from? Yes, that's true. Clair Obscure. How many was it? 9 rewards or something? Insane amounts. I haven't played it, but it's a good showcase game also because it shows that you don't need a highly technical team of people. So lots of them were artists. 90% of the game is done in blueprints, and that gives, you know, everyday folk like you and I quite a bit of hope for releasing a game. And that's, you know, I think that's good. It's good to see. It's good to see. Yes, I was impressed by that as well. I haven't played it. Have you played it? Clair Obscure Expedition 33. It's currently on sale, actually. Not that much on sale. It's just I think it's just 20% off or something. It's a little sale, but it's been less. It's been 6 months since release, so it's only just come out. We can't really expect like 50-60% release. Discount just yet on that game. You're speaking of the Game Awards. It's something I've read on the big anonymous internet and all. If you're a game developer and you want to show footage at the Game Awards, they charge you $1 million for a 3-minute clip. $1 million just to get your footage shown. And that's not, they don't pick it. You petition them and say, can you please show this? And they'll tell you if that is a success or not. So it's basically just a marketing event, and just as bizarre in that respect as the Oscars, the Academy Awards. $1 million. And they give out exactly, apparently, so this is just rumor, but apparently they give out exactly 2 free tickets to the whole event, and everyone else has to pay $300, $500 a head to get in. Whew. It is a business after all, is it not? Are you alive down here, buddy? I think he's alive. But I think he's also stuck, so maybe we don't have to worry. Can we grab this? Oh yeah. Nice. Fully functioning LCD monitor. That should have glass in it, right? Come on. Ding. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Silicon. Carbon fiber. Look at that. All the goodness comes out here. Very cool. Now that should have had enough glass for us to... Yes. To make these things. Now the other thing that I want to make, aside from another solar panel here, and then wire it up properly, is a battery. Let's build that first because we're already a tad heavy. So all of these guys, they're solar panels. And maybe I'll build another one down here. That massive one. This one here. No, not the Lumi Max. That's the one. Logic chip. Does that mean I have one, or does that mean I need one? Let's see if we can just build that. Can we? Can we? Waiting for a logic chip. Damn it! It's always something. Make me a logic chip. Logic chip. Logic chip. There we go. Built. Is that the logic chip? Oh, maybe this is the logic chip. Now I have 2 logic chips. Turns out it actually built it. I just didn't pick it up. Entirely my fault. Now for a battery, as this thing is doing this, one of those really super large batteries here. Can we build one? And what do we need for it? Like this one here, medium battery. I don't think we have a larger battery, do we? There's this here, small battery, that comes pre-charged basically, whereas this one is a rechargeable one. 5 watt. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? Let's see. Add missing parts to queue. Meanwhile, let's see if there is actually a much larger battery that we can have, because logic dictates if this is a medium battery, perhaps there's a large one as well. That would be nice. Is there? Petrol tank. That's not a battery. This here is a consumable battery. Also not what we want. Electric engine cylinder super booster, that's not what we want either. And that is a consumable large battery. Methane tank, oxygen tank. Large shock grenade. Also not what we want. And nah, medium battery is as large as it gets, I guess. Now that is large, I have to say. That is mucho large. Let's build that battery over here then, shall we? So these panels need to feed a battery, and then the battery needs to feed the power inlet, basically. Let's see if we can make that happen. How does the battery even look? I mean, it has a lot of outputs here. Maybe there's an input and an output. Would that be good? Then all these could go into an input, and then the output could go on the power grid. That's the idea, I think. No, it just has 3 connectors, whatever that means. Does that mean good stuff? I can't tell. And maybe like all these 3 can come onto another one of these things here, and we'll go and recycle the other one later. So the output of this, let's put that into the battery so that that gets charged. Then we go and take you, put you in here. Then we take you. These things were already here, so I didn't have to worry about this. But of course, currently they're only generating power during the day, and that's no good for me. Doing it this way, we're sort of hoping that they're gonna charge up the battery during the day, and then it decharges itself during the night. So many tripping hazards, I tell you. It's bad, isn't it? Yeah, so maybe this then, because I don't know if we can afford to build another one. I mean, we could always try, couldn't we? All of that goes into, what is this? This goes over here. Oh, that's this. Okay, cool. We don't have to worry about that. This here. Oh yes, yes, that goes straight into here. So that doesn't really feed into the rest of the circuit up here. Man, you really got to think about this. Does anything need repairing here? Sure it does. But not this. Very nice. And now, of course, it's night, so this isn't good for us at all. But this here as well. Should we maybe? I can probably take this guy and put him. Let's make another duplicator thing here. Yeah, so many tripping hazards. I would love it if these things, if there's some of them that have more inputs. Let's go around here, put you into the back. That looks just so much neater. And then this goes into here. Like so. And then this here. No more cables left. Dang. Fine. Make more cables. Make 5 of those. Yeah, we're not doing good on power here, are we? Anything else plastic I can add? Steel and copper. I would have never thought that plastic and fabric are actually shortages in this game. That I don't think I can pick up. Anything more with plastic? So maybe these are no they're not. No they're not. Thought I could maybe get rid of the yellow things, but hey, not allowed. These things, however, those are some nice treasures up here. This looks like a door, but I don't think it is. Okay, this costs a little more power, but it does save me having to go and pick up all these pieces and bring them to the recycling machine here. Traffic pulls. Who needs them up here? And we need plastic more than they need plastic traffic going up here, I say. Initialize the human growth, provide fresh water, memories, food, fat, and retrieve once fully grown. That is sort of creepy, isn't it? Well, good. Those are the cables. So now pick this up, put that into here. And then if ever it does get light again, it'll hopefully charge up the battery. Let's hope. Oh, and then this, I don't think we need anymore either. And then there's more cable to be had here. Excellent. And I think I may have to go and make my way down to charge myself up. I'll leave the resources up here so that I can build hopefully more panels up here. Silicon, I might just hang on to that. Glass, well, there. Oh, also, I suppose, does the lift now no longer work? And that's the wrong facility, isn't it? That's the wrong facility. It's all good. Nobody panic. How's the charging operation work here? It's certainly charging it up. Look at that! That is, you know, that is certainly, that's a charge and a half. What I totally forgot to do now is make sure this actually gets fed back into our power grid here, like so. Yes. Good. Into the that's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. That was a good idea. I do actually want to put that into the battery directly here. And now maybe we don't have light flickering issues anymore. Is that working properly? I think it is. We're taking more out than we're putting in, but that's fine. Hopefully, with more solar panels, this is going to charge itself up over the day. That at least is the plan. And how to make this more streamlined, we can always have a look. I can always go and dismantle this and bring it slightly closer over here, maybe. Or just not worry about it. Cables are cheap, solar panels are not. Okay, I need to go down. I need to go down. This I have disconnected, but it looks like, does that matter? No! Ha 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 ha! Well spotted, Brian. About, you know, the plugging in of things and stuff. This isn't enough to charge me, is it? I mean, it would be kind of cool. Is it? Oh my god, it is! Look at that! Because basically it's plugged into my ship. That is pretty cool. That's charging me up rather fast. I'm excited. That is pretty funky, isn't it? So that means I can also charge up myself on top of the roof, because technically that should all be connected. Because I'm delivering whatever I'm producing down there. If I can hook into there somehow. Interesting. Not bad at all. And we haven't even looked at the food processor yet. I'm thinking maybe another couple of solar panels to really increase the power. all of it going into the same battery there. Maybe even another battery. There's another way to do this out there, but it's not anywhere near as convenient as doing it on top of the other roof, because we don't have all the funky McGubbins here. We could potentially supply a battery on this array here. That might be neat. That might be nice. Do you know, we're still working on it, Ricky. It's a good question. That's what the whole game is about, and yet it isn't about that at all. Weird, isn't it? So we're still trying, but we're just not at that point yet. So the reason why I'm doing all these power operations is so that that we can grow that we have the infrastructure to grow humans. And once we have that, then hopefully we're gonna go and put them in a rocket. Yeah, so this is all hopefully leading up to that. It's just very, very far in the distance, it appears. There's a lot of grind to be done before we have that, before we can get there. But I have the human seed. That's a good start. And the human seed is now in the Lazarus rack. And the Lazarus rack needs power and fresh water, and we don't have enough of either. I think we have enough now, but now we need to give it, I think, food, which means we need to make more power. It's one of those things. It's the never-ending goal. Nice one. Yeah, so all this resource hunting is so that we can hopefully make the food for the humans. I think that's the next step. Robot, actually, it's just such a sorry, sad picture. We might just leave this intact for now. We just might just go and dismantle you instead here. Very nice. You don't need a chair anymore either. Yes, very good. Also a monitor. Oh, high-tech scraps. I like it. Commodore PEC, we don't need that anymore. And that glass table, we don't need it anymore either. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm overweight again. Yeah, so here is the thing. This, not this. Maybe it is this. It has no power? Why not? Human in danger, not enough resources for upkeep. This is where Jay's third and fourth solar panel comes in. This is basically the human. And we have 22 minutes to restore power here. Uh-oh. We best get on with it then. 22 minutes, and when the human dies... OMG. I don't even want to think about it. Could just be the power drivers. Yeah, it's not a car. Fine. Fine. Ooh, what is all this? Glass and silicon. Okay. And plaster, yes. Come to Papa. always fear stuff is just falling over the edge here. Hopefully that glass railing is going to prevent it from doing that. Perfect. Okay, let's switch you off so that no one can complain. Maybe that's already put the humans back to where they need to be. No. Dang. Why not? Is it because I've connected this? No, it isn't. Why is that then? That wasn't a problem a minute ago. Well, it's because... Assuming this is still working here. I might not have... I don't want to put it under this thing here. I'm going to go and put another one of these things here so that we finally... I think this is something I may have missed. That we finally connect whatever's coming from the roof to whatever's coming from the ship. So we'll do this, and then we can do that. And then this can go here, and then this can go here if we need it. And this goes into here. Is that enough? Are we good here again? No, we're not. Dang. Human endanger, not enough resources for upkeep. Why not? I mean, the green lamp suggests everything should be cool, right? At least it doesn't have that freaky countdown anymore, so I suppose, you know, that's something, I guess. Yeah, so all of this goes into here. Yeah, that has to be enough oomph because I can charge up myself here. So that's sort of good, isn't it? And I'll charge myself up on the roof once I deliver these resources. Assuming I can still use the elevator. Oh, what are all these things here? Maybe they can turbine blade and all that. Oh, good stuff. Storage cylinder. Oh, I can see that becoming useful eventually. Man. Hook. Oh, this is something else I need to tell. This week I was... Oh, yeah, very nice. This week I was involved in a lot of storage testing. That was fun, and I think I've finally got something that that works. So earlier this year, just to give you the whole overview, the whole story here. Earlier this year I bought 5 very cheap hard drives, internal ones, 3.5-inch hard drives, and they were attractive because they were super cheap. But of course, add missing ingredients to the queue. But of course, you get what you pay for. And in my case, those were 8 terabyte drives from Seagate Barracuda, 8 terabyte drives. And my idea was to put them into an external enclosure and run them as a RAID 5. what I didn't realize, because the listing didn't specify this, that they were SMR drives, which is what makes them so cheap. SMR stands for shingled magnetic recording, which is a different way of recording data onto platters than the conventional magnetic recording, CMR, which basically means you can access, read and write every sector on the drive, no matter if there are gaps in between it doesn't really matter. But SMR increases the density of the disks by recording the tracks overlapped. That means you can't access or erase a single sector, you have to erase a whole group. A bit like how SSDs do it. And as a result, these guys need to do a serious amount of housekeeping and are a little bit slower than regular hard drives. That's usually not a problem if you run them on as a single standalone drive on your desktop, but it is a problem if you run them as part of a RAID, because there's a lot of rewrites that happen with the RAID. And I thought, hey, there's nothing I can do about it. I've got the drives. I might as well just set this up and see what happens. And it was a little slow, but enough, about 100 meg write speed on a RAID 5 of what I needed. And I thought, hey, that's not a biggie. I can live with that. Waiting for... I thought you had all that. Did I not pick that up? Maybe I didn't pick it all up. Is there stuff? Ah, I didn't pick it up. There we go. So anyway, it all went well, and I used the RAID, filled it up to about 70%, at which point the read speeds became so slow that I couldn't actually... there was not enough... there's no way I could use it, so one of those things. Bald Vault Mudshop, how you doing? Good evening, sir. Look at that, fantastic. Let's make another one. And feed that into the battery as well. So I invested into better drives, and I have my RAID and it's all good, but what am I going to do with the other drives? So I thought maybe I'll use them as single standalone drives, but sadly they were so slow that they weren't working for me on that build either. So what happens is you can write about 50 to 80 gigabytes to the drive at a sustained speed, and then it really tanks to like 10-20 megasecond, and that's not good for what I do. I frequently move things like anywhere between 200 gigabytes and a terabyte casually from one location to another, and that's just not working. So I did some more tests, maybe JBot, maybe single drives. It just all wasn't working until I decided, well, I have nothing to lose. Let me try the Kamikaze RAID. 5 of these lined up as a RAID 0, so that means they basically combine and pool their resources, and now it looks like they're actually okay. So I now see sustained read speeds of 120 megasecond for about 800 gig, which is fantastic, and then all drives start doing housekeeping and write from their cache area to the shingled areas, and that I can live with. And so that was something that I'm excited about. But I found a way to use these drives without having to chuck them in the bin, because that would be really sad. I don't want to do that. Boy, Vault Mudshop, how's it going, buddy? Look at that, battery is fully charged, even under rain. So these 4 are currently going into one battery. Maybe I'm going to take these 3 up here. Are these 3? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Maybe I'll make one more if I have the resources. Maybe make one more, and then make another battery for that. I'm thinking. No, I do not. I basically have nothing. Well, Bill, add missing parts to queue. See if we have it. Maybe we have it all. That'd be good. Connector ports. Always need connector ports. Logic chips. Connector ports, yes. Magnetic coil, all good. Bald Vault Mudshop, we're gonna go and build some solar panels and batteries so that they can charge them up over during the day, and so that it can decharge itself overnight. Connector ports. Connector ports. What do we need for that? That we currently don't have. Be really good if the system would just tell us. Plastic. Dang. That's cold, brother. You sure we don't have any more plastic? I'm sure we do. There's plastic right here. Come on, plastic me up, my man. Yes. And alloy frames. Yes, of course, we do need that as well. In fact, we need 2 of them. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. And while we're here, let's go and make another one of these. Add all missing parts to the queue here. 2 battery cells and, of course, 2 connector ports. Because what would life be without alloy frames and connector ports? That's, you know, this is exactly it. That is exactly right. Ricky, because the thing is, RAID 0 is a little fragile. So I've got my RAID 5 now, which is basically for long-term storage, and that's important data I don't want to lose over the years. But there's other data that is okay to be lost if something happens to the RAID, like a full PC backup that's on an external hard drive that just goes on there just as a secondary backup. So if one of them dies, the other one still survives. Basically, one thing that I do use it for is when we do renders, I go and upload them to our FTP server. And once they're on there, and it's tremendous amounts of stuff, I go and delete them from my local storage, but I want to keep them somewhere else in case the FTP server ever goes down. I need to have some kind of an additional storage, but it doesn't have to be RAID 5. So this is exactly what I'm using them for now. So when we make renders internally, I send them to the FTP so that my colleagues can download them, and I'm going to go and put them on my RAID 0 here so that I have another copy of that. And that's neat. Because there's also limited storage on the FTP server, and the renders we make is quite insane, the amount of space these things take, and that I even have to think in these sort of dimensions. I'm actually surprised that I ever had to do that. So a scene, one scene takes up anywhere between around about 100 to 200 gigabytes of data for one scene. And that means, and that's for one set of renders, so to say. So if I, oh, we need something else. Didn't I put that into action here? Okay, no worries. Let's do that. Add all missing parts. There we go. So yeah, about 100 to 200 gigabytes per scene, and we have 100 scenes in the film, and that adds up. That adds up. Then the other thing that happens is that that's for one version. So sometimes we make amendments and changes, and that requires a re-render, and that requires a re-upload. And while you could delete the version you had before, it might be hasty to do that. So that's what I'm going to use that RAID for. So yeah, it's 40 terabytes that I now have usable space, which is sort of cool. And then my RAID 5 is 90 terabytes, so that is good as well. I'm okay with that. It's actually not 90 yet. I've only striped 3 disks together for now, and the other 2 are still there for when I do need them. Maybe I need to use them for other things in the meantime. But it's easy to extend a RAID 5. You can't extend a RAID 0. You can't do that. You have to delete it and where did he go? You gotta delete it and start from scratch. So I'm basically stuck with the 40 terabytes, which is enough. Which is enough for me. For volatile storage. It's all good. But great minds think alike. So yeah, exactly what I thought, Ricky. Okay, let's go and put all of these solar panels together. So this guy, that was him here. He goes out. He's now being fed into this. And that should be all the power shenanigans done up here for now. I'm thinking he goes into here. They're all, hang on, this one is here, this one's not connected. This one here. This goes into here. And then all of them go into here. Well, I was going to say over here. Right. Good stuff. That's not getting anything out right now because it is terribly rainy over here. So now then, where does the output of the battery go? Technically into this, right? I'm thinking. Which means we need another discombobulator here. Unless, no, we don't have to. We can just make it unelegant and take this out and put that. Oh, come on. I don't have electric cables anymore. It's ludicrous. I don't, actually. I don't. That's insane. I can just plug that into the battery and take the battery out and put that into here. Yes, that's what I'm doing. More electric cables all the time. Art is making a song and a dance. How you doing, buddy? Art makes a song. Good to see you, sir. Copper and gold. Will they really need that? I might just go and stash it outside. Just so that we have one central location here. Whoops. Don't do that. Okay, now I have cables. Now this can go into the battery here. Charging up the battery, right? Is it? Yes, look at that. Look at that. That's charging the battery. That's cool. That's our buffer. And then this here now goes into here. I know it's not elegant. Plastic. Of course you need plastic. Everyone needs plastic. I think plastic is one of the rarest resources in the game. Or something that everybody constantly needs. Which is insane. Makes a song, Vice makes a scene. He blew your probation. Man, how did that happen? What did you do to get probation in the first place? Hashtag art. Plastic scraps in everything there is plastic, which is good. This is good. Let's pick all this up and see if there's any more plastic around here. Wife probation. I get you. This looks semi-interesting. Maybe we can go in. As I said, semi-interesting. This is much less interesting than I thought, actually. Yes. He's serving a wife sentence. Ouch! That is not bad, Brian, I have to say. That's very good. That's hilarious. And meanwhile, I should just charge myself up. Which I can do up here, which is, it's just, isn't that nice? Look at that. I can charge myself up. I don't have to go to the boat anymore. The boat's connected to me and us up here. Oh, it's just amazing. Okay, that means we can now finally turn our efforts to the food processor. And make more cables, of course. Okay, we'll switch this off. Always good to switch things off that you don't need. I might go and just save the game up here while I'm here. And I don't need to health up, that is also neat. Okay, right. It's sunny. How are batteries doing? Battery, yes, look at that. It's giving out power, but it's also, is it charging itself up? It isn't, is it? Dang, charge already. Beautiful. Let's wait until it's full. And maybe equalize is a good setting for that then. Sweet. It would get quite long, Art, but yeah, why don't you do that? Art serves a wife sentence. We have not made our first human yet. No, I have a feeling it's one of those things that'll take many decades, and then we'll figure out it wasn't actually all that exciting to begin with, so it's just a hunch. Just a hunch. But then, you know, hopefully not. Maybe it's going to be exciting. I think what we will do now is go down to the food processor, and first of all, hope that maybe we actually need to put this into here. I don't know if that was necessary or not. Was it? It may have been necessary. Lift still works, that's nice. Let's see if we can make the power up the food processor so we can make the stuff that actually grows the human. We've got the human seed, we've got some random items in there like building plans and basketballs and little trees and cute little balls and whatnot, but that's just not enough. It needs, the human needs stuff to grow. Other stuff that we currently don't know. Oh my god, what is that? That shouldn't be in there. Is that the human? Oh my god, that's disgusting. Development paused. Empty human pot detected. Ah, no! Seriously? So we killed it, basically. Oh, that's bad. Does that mean we have to go back to the human vault? To the Schlons vault and get another one? How disappointing. And what is the pink glibber there? That's not the human, is it? That's something seriously disgusting. Empty human pot detector. Please insert a human seed into the pot. No human in there. Because that wasn't the human, that was like abomination station. That's bad. So this whole timer thing, they do actually take that seriously. Dang! Just use the blob and send it into space. Oh, I don't want to do that. All the way back to the Schlons facility. And another 8 hours of my life to go there. And then to come back just to find there's no power. Just to come back and there's no water. And then you gotta do it all again. Oh, God. No, I think I might not do that. Because, man, that is just agonizing, isn't it? Where's the food processor? Was that up here? I think it's up here. What an unrecommendable game, this, man. That's just so bad. And of course, there's no rolling backups or anything. That's just I've overwritten at the end, so that's that basically. This is probably where the food processor is, and yeah, there we go. We can at least investigate that. No power. Oh man, I could have sworn power is rocking and rolling. Maybe Jay, press the power switch. Maybe that'll help. No. I mean, no power is a little bit... That's a little harsh, isn't it? Because I can see that there's power there. It's just... it just doesn't want it. That is so bad. What an awful game. I mean, in 10 years' time, maybe? But right now, oh my god. I can see power going in here. With 0 watts, granted, but, you know, it is power. Why does this not work? Might have to revise my positive review on Steam. Oh yeah, okay, fine, that's totally my mistake. There isn't enough cable going up and down here. Fine, I agree. And we'd have to put cable into here and then into there, and then we can investigate food processor. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, shame the human died. It had its chance. Unless it comes back to life, I don't want to know. Insert seed. My god, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. So first of all, make me 60 trillion cables again, because I always need cables. For which, of course, we need plastic. I wonder what this blue stuff means when it turns bright all of a sudden. Is that like a power spike it needs? That's a great idea. I'll sub-hire, I'll outsource my reviews to Brian. You still working here? You just don't have any more. That's fine. This is the last of the plastic that we're using on some thing that'll take decades to put into place, just so that we can see, didn't actually work either. Let's use the bottom one. 39 cables. Did we have... Oh, come on! An exercise in frustration at every step of the game. Oh, I remember I had some more cables on the ship I think just before we left, I made more cables, didn't I? Yes. Let's use them up as well. And then uninstall the game. Delete the save. So far so good. This of course means I need another distributor gadget thing somewhere. Maybe here, so maybe right in the middle, so that people can keep tripping over it. I think that's the way to go. This is, by the way, the final last Caretaker stream, if you hadn't guessed. I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. So humanity didn't make it. Tough. No? It ain't happening. You go there, you also go here. Yes, I'm super sad as well. Do you think it's too late to ask for a refund? I only realized after playing for 45 hours I don't actually like this game. I have not enough cables. That's insane. Right, that's it. I'm going down to get more cables before I burn the house down. Oh, there's more resources. Serves me right not putting everything into a central place. Oh, there's plastic here. Look at that. Ooh. Plastic, everyone's favorite resource. But give me 600 trillion tons of polyurethane. None of it will ever be needed in the game. Developers are drunk with laughter at this point. Yeah, I feel sorry for what happened here. Yes, why is the line no longer attached? Oh, there it is. I shouldn't have recycled all those robots. I feel really bad. There was probably going to be a way to repair them. There. Cables. Yes. Do you know what? Make more cables. If it's the last thing I'll do, please make more cables. Oh, there's also, I think I've got some bio shit that can go over here. Okay, that is not where I need to put more cables. This is where I need to have more cables. This, where does it even need to go? Once we just need to attach it to something that already has power, doesn't it? Like, we might as well unplug the human machine, because that's a lost cause. Let's do that. Let's not even pretend we're trying to supply power to this. We're just gonna say, whatever, dude, so die already. Humanity wasn't such a hot idea to begin with. There. Now. If it's the last thing we do, switch on the what's-it compobulator. Or die, also. That's also possible. I mean, since I've already just killed our whatever that was embryo thing that then turned into the pink blobby stuff that was going to take over the world on a million occasions, I'm thinking maybe let's just unplug it for good. There we go. It works. If we had a human, what could we even do with this? So this is another thing that I don't think we would have ever reached it. To make this NutriCore thing, which I already have 20 jars of, so we don't necessarily need it, but if we needed to make it, we need fat. Got 60 trillion tons of that. Protein and carbohydrate are resources that do not occur in this game. at this time. So I've never come across them. I don't have it. I don't know where to find it, how to make it. It's just one of those things that isn't even in the game. And I have a feeling, even if we had survived, or the embryo had survived, even if we had supplied all the power that we needed, I think protein and carbohydrate, they actually need to go and write the recipes for that into the game. I don't think this exists yet. So there we go. I think that is physically the end of the game as far as we can play it. There's nothing we can just make with fat, is there? Calcium, same thing. I don't think that exists in the game. Omega-3, vitamin D, and fat. That's the only thing I have. But put it all together and you get the immune boost. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. What a shame. Might as well switch this off again. Oh, there's another plastic crate. That could make new cables. But yeah. That was it. Thanks for hanging out with me over the last 6 episodes. It's a shame that game is actually impossible to play. But hey, one of those things. Have a good one, my friends. Tomorrow morning, Brian is going to play a little bit more of Eastshade. Probably going to do an 8 to 12 hour stream this time, which is going to be great. Before we expand it into the 24-hour Brian channel, which would be great. So join me for that. Me and Julia are definitely going to be there. Brian hopefully is going to be there. He's going to have to play. So, you know, let's hope he is. Have a great evening, everyone. And I'll see you hopefully next Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.